Hello and welcome to another Matura Express English stream. Today we're gonna talk about advertising. As I've mentioned in the introduction of the stream, today we're gonna talk about advertising, and since we had some technical difficulties, we had to start this stream a little bit later than usual, but if you're interested in the Matura Express, you're gonna watch it anyway, and therefore we're gonna start with the overview of today's topic. Today we're gonna talk about an overview of the topic advertising, so the overview of the topic in general, so the things you have to know actually. Then we're gonna talk about types of advertising, followed by modern advertising versus traditional advertising. Then we're gonna discuss a very interesting topic, manipulative advertising, which is also part of your topic advertising. And last but not least, we're gonna have a look at a exam task analysis. So we're gonna have a look at a real exam about manipulative advertising. So without further ado, we're gonna start with the overview of the topic advertising. So basically, as with every topic, you should know what you should study for the oral A-level exam. And basically the topic advertising is a very big topic since it's coupled with the topic marketing. So it's actually the topic is marketing and advertising. A good overview can also be found in the table of contents of the book Englisch für die Berufsreife Prüfung, Hauptmodul Topics, B2. You all know this very helpful book. And this very helpful book also provides you with information on those listed subtopics. So, what do we have here, or what do you have to know about advertising in order to be able to successfully pass the oral exam? So at first the book looks into the aspect of the different types of advertisement or advertising. So different types, we're gonna look at we're gonna have a look at them on the next slide. Then the appropriate advertising medium. What we mean by this is that different forms of advertisement require different means of advertisement. So for example, it's not very clever to use advertisement that it is heavily dependent on pictures and images, that you use the medium radio as a means for marketing. So in this case it would be very helpful to use Instagram or Facebook or the internet or newspapers and so on to facilitate the message or to convey the message of the advertisement. Product placement is also a very, very common thing nowadays, or it has been a very common thing. It's not very new, but it is, of course, also still it's still used nowadays. If we watch a movie or a TV series or a Netflix series, we gonna encounter some sort of product placement. And what is product placement? Of course, if I were to wear a shirt of my band, Toxic Waltz, for example, that's product placement. And of course, everything I do here, of course, if I drink a can of Coke, it's product placement. But of course, we are not sponsored by any companies.
Not yet.
Not yet. And yes, but product placement is such. Product placement works this way. So then you should know all about the advertisement or advertising message, the message behind advertising. Normally companies have a certain message they want to convey, either if it's be healthy and drink our protein shakes, or use our products in order to enhance your lifestyle, or your happiness, or your any other things that could make your life possible as they advertise it. Styles and techniques used in advertisement also encompass such things as manipulative advertising, or different usages, or different things, such as in some advertisements we use experts or celebrities, which is also part of manipulative advertising, which is the last point here, manipulative advertising. Okay, all those subtopics, you should know all about those subtopics. That's what I wanted to say. Of course, as always in our streams, you are allowed to look them up on the internet, the subtopics. Inform yourself, read articles, watch YouTube videos maybe that explain certain and difficult things. But of course, here we also explain things and all different aspects, but not all today. We gonna have a look at, for example, of the types of advertising. So basically the types or means of advertising are, or is, online. We can place advertisements online, of course, which also encompasses Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, websites, maybe WhatsApp, some sort of online, but it hasn't gotten any advertisement so far, but maybe in the future. TV, of course, a really big tool for companies to facilitate their advertising or their message behind their products. TV is very strong, of course, or has been very strong and will be strong in the future. Radio is still used for advertising in order to finance, of course, radio programs. The same goes with TV channels and so on. But also with radio shows or something, or TV shows, it's the same. If we take a closer look at soccer games or something, they have the billboards in the stadium, and they additionally have advertisement between their break. So press, of course, a big means for the to do advertising. So press does mean newspapers basically, but of course it's also possible that we have advertisement in a printed form as leaflets or something. Some things are brochures or something like this. And cinema, of course. In cinema, if we are in the cinema and before the actual movie starts, we are encountered and with a lot of advertising. And yeah, I think that's the most annoying thing. But of course, the cinema also needs to finance themselves, and therefore it's very helpful for them. Okay, let's move on to the comparison between modern advertising and traditional advertising. So basically, modern advertising is all about digital advertising or advertisement, and we already discussed about it, digital advertising. But what we didn't discuss is, for example, if we have a phone, a smartphone or a tablet, and we download certain apps that are free, we normally or often encounter advertisement in the app. Normally, we can get rid of this advertisement if we buy the app or buy a certain, make a certain subscription to the app. And basically, that's a very common means for companies to make or to do advertising. And of course, online you find it everywhere. So if you don't have enabled your ad blocker in your browser, then you are really I can't find the word now. There's a lot of it actually. So that's not really cool for you to surf on the internet and then encompass all that advertising, since you just want to look up a word you don't know, for example. And traditional means, of course, are newspaper, radio, TV, billboards. Billboards are still used nowadays, and I think they are very helpful for a company to convey or to do advertising. I think they're very expensive, so not every company can realize such advertising campaigns in this format, but it is very helpful, or it is very it will gain a lot of attention if you have a billboard, for example, on a big road where a lot of cars drive or where a lot of people pass, or peasants, not peasants, passers-by. So yeah, and of course every traditional means like things, printed things, they're everywhere. So for example, an airplane can serve as a advertisement or can serve as a space that provides advertisement, and so on. My question therefore is, if there are any viewers out there, what do you prefer, or which one is more effective? So which, of course, in a point of view from the company, which advertising would you prefer doing with your company? So, and what is the most effective? And what I have here is a link for for a actually traditional versus advertising nowadays, which is basically statistics. Now open up you. And yes, there's a lovely thing up there. But I just wanted to show you this, that in this case, it is a statistics that tells you all about the growth, or the tremendous growth in this case online ads have seen. So from 2008 to 2015 alone, there has been a growth to for about, what is it, 35,000 millions dollars then and now. And in comparison, newspapers here 2008 to 25,000 to compared to 2015 14,000, and so on. You can look it up on the internet. I just wanted to show you this. It's very interesting comparison. But now we're going back to our slides, and now we're gonna discuss manipulative advertising. Basically, manipulative advertising is, as the name tells you, is advertising that uses psychology and kind of overshadows things that one might not recognize at first with a product, of course. So for example, if I convey the message that a certain brand of, I don't know, soda, super sugary soda, is very healthy for you, since there are 3 essential vitamins in there. This is manipulative advertising, and of course can lead to the customer buying this product, although it's completely nonsense. And of course, manipulative advertising therefore focuses on positive aspects of the product. It presents a product in better than it actually is, or products they are. And they sometimes use experts or celebrities. For example, if we're talking about toothpaste, we all know the advertisement that there is a doctor or a dentist, basically, normally, that tells you all about the good things of this toothpaste and whatnot. And the same goes with celebrities. For example, if a celebrity wears a certain brand, clothing brand or something, people are more prone to buy this, of course, since if the celebrity wears this specific clothing brand, it must be really good. And of course, the same thing happens nowadays with influencers on the internet. They're getting paid to review products and review a special brand. So yeah, also part of manipulative advertising. What else? Manipulative advertising also creates the need for products that you normally do not really need, or it creates a sense of urgency that you really have to buy it now since it's a limited edition of something. Or sometimes it's just by means of using music or colors to evoke your emotions. And I think there was a really interesting or a really good advertisement on this topic that used music and colors, and which was Canon, the camera company that produces cameras and camcorders and all the stuff. They used the Indisch traditional Holy Fest or something, I don't know, where there are a lot of colors, and they throw these chalk-like colors in the air, and that was filmed by Canon, of course. And in addition, they used some background music, really emotional music, which of course was all about you can capture those beautiful colors only with those certain cameras. Yeah. Or they want to, or manipulative advertising can also make us feel insecure about our bodies, really bad too. And of course, product design sometimes also can manipulate us. If we think, wow, this product looks really nice, or the packaging basically, you're gonna buy it just because of its design and not because of its function, or if it's food because of its taste or something like that. Okay, and now it's exam task analysis, and the exam is manipulative advertising. I'm gonna show you the exam, an oral exam I've created, which is this one here. It's better. This beautiful exam here. Introduction, we don't have to mention the introduction. But the first task, of course, is the monologue, which is 4 minutes. I'll always forget it. It's now 4 minutes. And in this case, it's about advertising nowadays. you are a project manager in an international marketing company. You have been asked to hold a presentation to your colleagues about advertising nowadays. Very easy, I think. So your task now is to give a brief introductory talk to your colleagues about modern advertising. So what you should include in this case in your monologue is what today's advertising looks like, modern means of advertising compared to more traditional means of advertising, and the future of advertising. Very interesting too. Can be prepared really easily, I think. And task 2 focuses on manipulative advertising, which is the dialogue, role play. So there are 2 people that are talking. In this case, after your talk, you open the discussion up to questions about how manipulative advertising works. Use the information from the attached text, manipulating Maslow, how advertising is hijacking our heads and making us unhappy, as well as your own ideas during the conversation. So, and of course, in the end, there is the follow-up discussion. The link for this article, you can find the link for this article on the oral exam we did about manipulative advertising and advertising in general. You just have to type in advertising, and then you're gonna find, so you have to type it in our YouTube channel, advertising, and then you're gonna find the stream on it and the links too. So far, that's about it with the advertising topic today. As always, if you have questions about the topic or any other things, write us a message in the chat, and then we gonna come back to it as soon as possible. So far, I want to wish you a very pleasant evening, and from my part and Maria's part, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.